It's Zed and Liam Payne, Get Low on KMFM. We're on Twitter this evening over at KMFM Official. And Matt Terry is hanging out on the show this evening. And the last time we caught up, it was on the phone a few hours before Subeme La Radio was officially released. That must have been exciting, right?
Absolutely. To be part of it, to start with, I'm just a bit still like, when I hear it, I'm like, oh mate, that's Enrique. Oh, that's Sean. Oh my God, that's me. So,
I mean, it's a good group to be a part of.
I know, I feel very privileged.
And it's quite a strange group. If you thought of it like a friend group, imagine you on a night out with Enrique Iglesias at the bar and Sean Paul's just talking to girls on the dance floor. I feel like that would be the best night out ever.
Absolutely, man. We're the weirdest but most perfect mix.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you need for a song. I just saw in the news today that the X Factor new series date has been announced. Mm-hmm. I still can't believe that it's been a year since it started. I feel like it must be even bigger for you.
Honestly, it's just flown by. I feel like I've just been like in a studio like since I left the show, and now I'm starting to finally come back to life. But at least the album's pretty much done, and we're just tweaking it now. It'll be out before the end of the year. So I think the hard work is almost done.
Almost there.
It's time to have some fun with it.
You're almost allowed out of the studio. They've almost unlocked the door any minute
Nearly
now.
free.
We'll talk about the album, we'll talk about the single in a bit. But I want to talk about the last year. So obviously it's a massive change in your life over the space of a very quick portion of time. Between last year and now, what's the weirdest thing that's happened to you? Something that you just can't get used to?
Being stopped sometimes. I'm a new driver. Like, I never got to do my driving. That was the first thing I did after winning. I was like, right, I want a car, I need to pass. So in 2 weeks I done like squeezing in, like I was at studio in the day and like driving in the evenings and vice versa. Got a car anyway, so I'm a brand new driver, and I'm driving down the road, and all of a sudden like this man, like absolute hench guy is driven up next to me on my right, and he's like, pull over. I'm like, oh my god, I've overtook him on like the wrong side, or I've cut him up. I'm just gonna have to pull over, let him hit me, and then just
accept
deal with it.
It's happening.
Just absolutely deal with it. Anyway, so he's like driving his car into mine, pushing me over, pushed me into a bus stop, right? And he gets out his car, and I was like, oh my god, I was just like tensing my stomach and like tensing like everything just so it wouldn't hurt if he hit me. Like, yeah. All of a sudden, like, his two little girls jump out the back of his car going, Matt Terry! Like, and he was like, do you mind if we get a photo with you, mate? I was like, oh my God, I thought he was going to wallop me.
That is mad.
Like, it's so mad. Like,
properly
honestly,
sort of forcing
literally forced me out my car, like, driving into me to get me off the road. That was something I'll never forget.
Because that's not something you really hear about. Because I suppose you hear about stories about people being stopped in the street. I suppose that kind of goes with the job.
And you know what? Most people are just normal. Like, they'll just say, hi, Matt, how are you? Can I go? Like, it's absolutely fine, you know. It's the least I can do. They've got me where I am, you know.
Yeah.
But things like that, I'll just never forget it. It was so odd.
Yeah, that's bizarre. I would have been panicking properly. I imagine you were panicking properly. Honestly, as well.
Yeah, I was like, I'm about to get beaten up.
Because does it happen? Do you pull up alongside people just on roads and they're like double lips?
It's funny. Normally, it's a bit worrying because you're like, no, like, you know, put your phone down, look where you're going, kind of thing.
Yeah, please don't crash into me.
Please stay alive. So it's quite funny.
We'll get back to chatting to Matt Terry after this from Jonas Blue and William Singe. It's Mama on KMFM. You're on the hit list. Jonas Blue, William Singe, Mama on KMFM. Hi to Siobhan and Nicole on Twitter over at KMFM Official. And Matt Terry is hanging out on the show this evening. And you mentioned earlier that your album is pretty much done. What can we expect? When can we expect it? And when are we going to get an announcement?
Definitely before the end of the year. It will be out. Obviously, we will have my first solo single out before then. So that will give you kind of like a little taster of what to expect on the album.
I can imagine that you probably can't say it, but I'm going to guess that you're lined up for one of the live shows, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I complete message read loud and clear. Let's talk about Subeme La Radio. As you said, it's a crazy duo to team up with Enrique Iglesias, Sean Paul. How did that collaboration kind of come together?
Yeah, so I was recording in Miami actually for the album, and my record label gave me a little call, and it just so happens that Enrique is part of the same label as I am, so he wanted to release this track in the UK. Obviously he needed a British artist that could speak Spanish, and I was like, that's me.
Tick the boxes.
So I exactly put the vocals down, and I didn't hear for about a week, and then after that it was just all go. There was like, he loves it, get ready, we're releasing it in the UK, you're promoting it, it's a lot of work, good luck, see ya.
And is it as simple as that?
Absolutely, it just happens so fast.
I can imagine, and now it's taken over the charts as well. I'm hearing it everywhere, we play it on the show all the time, and I think it's kind of, we're in a very sort of Spanish sounding era of British music, which you must
we're
like.
all doing it,
you must,
absolutely.
Because obviously you lived in Spain for how long did you live in Spain for?
8 years.
8 years. And how old were you when you were living in Spain?
10 till 18.
Okay, so you must be fluent in Spanish, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I'm thinking let's do a Spanish 101 with Matt Terry, because we're getting more and more Spanish songs in the charts right now. So I feel like
Perfect.
as the British public, we're quite lazy when it comes to languages. I'm talking for myself here.
We love going over to different countries and just being so used to them speaking our language.
If you could pick 3 phrases that everybody needs to know in Spanish, what would they be?
I think there's the obvious one, which is "Me das una cerveza, por favor," which means "Can I have a beer, please?"
Okay, you need to break that down a little bit for me.
Cool. Let's simplify it. Let's just say una cerveza.
Oh, that's a tricky one. Cerveza?
Nearly. Por favor.
Por favor.
Yeah, una cerveza, por favor.
Una cerveza, por favor. Smashed it.
Really?
Okay,
Yeah.
next one.
I'm trying to think of useful things. Where is the nearest toilet?
Okay, because obviously you've asked for too many beers now, because that's all you can say in Spanish, so
now
you need to find the toilet.
seal.
Yep.
Exactly. ¿Dónde está el aseo?
¿Dónde está el aseo?
Aseo. Yeah, perfect. ¿Dónde está el aseo?
Smashed it. Shouldn't have done
Smashed
German. Should have
it.
gone straight to Spanish.
You should have.
So, okay, so we've asked for all of the beers. We now need to go to the toilet. We found the toilet. Your third phrase, the Spanish 101 with Matt Terry, the most necessary Spanish phrase you need in your life is?
Shall we say, can you put sun cream on my back?
Yep, go.
Me pones protector en la espalda, por favor.
Okay.
So, me pones
Protector
en
en,
la
I can do the N, la
espalda,
espalda,
por favor.
por favor. And I've got no idea how to put it together, so I'll leave you to do that.
Okay, me pones protector en la espalda, por favor.
Okay, so now everybody who's listening to KMFM can ask for a beer in Spanish, they can find the toilet in Spanish, and they won't get a burnt back, but they can't ask to get their front. But then they can do that themselves, so it's
Exactly.
all fine. Thank you. I think that's everything that everybody needed. Thank you so much for hanging out on the show this evening.
Thanks for having me, mate.
And I am about to hit play on Subeme La Radio. Did I pronounce it right?
Perfect.
Good, thank you. That's all I need. I can't say beer. I can't say going to the toilet. I can barely say ripe sun cream on my back, but I can say Subeme La Radio.
Then that's all you need.
Exactly. And I'm going to although now that I've learned how to say it, I'm going to hand it over to you. Can I leave you to
Awesome.
introduce the track, please?
Love to. Up next is Subeme La Radio by Enrique Iglesias, Sean Paul, and myself, Matt Terry.
Súbeme la radio. Sunshine in